Happy New Year. This is Congressman John Garamendi. It's 2018. Oh my, are we off to something very, very special. But before I go into what's going on in Washington, I really hope you had a very, very good holiday. For Patty and I, our children, our grandchildren, it was really good to be back in California. A lot of work needed to be done on the ranch. Didn't get it all done. And so I look forward to maybe another day or two as the rains in California diminish. And speaking of rains, flood, fire, rains, California's had it all. For those men and women and families that lost their lives in the fires, our heart went out to them in the fall. And now, Southern California enduring these mudslides and the loss of lives, all of that brings us to some very, very important things that the federal government ought to be doing. The infrastructure of the state and of this nation is in desperate need of being improved. We also know that our federal forests and most of the Thomas Fire in Southern California occurred in the federal forest lands. Our federal forests are overgrown. They've not been managed well, in part because most of the money that the U.S. Forest Service has every year goes to firefighting, and very, very little, and in some years almost none, goes to maintaining the forest, putting in the fire breaks, thinning the trees, all of the things that would reduce these horrible, horrible fires. So we've got tasks that we must do here in Washington. Unfortunately, the tax scam of last year has taken over $150 billion out of this year's appropriation money, money that we don't have to do the things that we need to do to protect ourselves, to fight the fires, to build the infrastructure, to educate our kids, to build the highways. We have enormous needs in the nation. All of those needs have been put aside because of the tax scam that the Republicans put through. 83% of that $1.5 trillion goes to the super wealthy and to America's corporations. Just consider what Pfizer has done, that big drug company. What they decided to do is take the tax windfall that was given to them by the Republicans, and instead of using that for new research on drugs such as Alzheimer's, they terminated their Alzheimer's research and instead will use that money to buy back stocks, to increase their dividend, and to make the wealthy even more wealthy. This is a terrible situation that we face, and it's going to take us a long time to get out from under it. But here's what I fear in 2018 as we go forward, and that is that the Republicans will try to bring down the deficit that they created, that $1.5 trillion, by cutting necessary programs, everything from infrastructure, levees, firefighting, education, highways, roads, and you can bet that they're going to go after Medicare, Social Security, as well as children's health insurance programs, Medi-Cal, Medicaid. We're in for a very, very important year out ahead, and all of that in the context of what has just blown Washington up. Mr. Wolf's book, Fire and Fury, together with another book that I had a chance to work with the author just yesterday, Bandy Lee, where 27 mental health experts from around the nation have been studying President Trump during the campaigns and in his presidency, and they've all contributed to a book called Dangerous, The Dangerous Case of President Trump. It's frightening. So we're going to work with this. It's going to be a difficult year out ahead, but a very, very important one. So I look forward to continuing these discussions with you. In the meantime, let's all of us do the very, very best we can to make 2018 a good year for our families, a good year for our communities, a good year for the nation and the world. Thank you.